Hey everybody, Peter from Shoetopia back again here from Fergus. And today we're launching a new brand. A new brand to us at Shoetopia. So as you can see by our wall here, we went big this year with this brand because we thought actually when we started looking at Viking, we started looking at it a couple of years ago and just hadn't really got there. And this year, there has been some changes with, hey, Cam, great to see some people joining in here. Thanks so much. See some people over on Instagram too. So if you make sure, or if you can hear me, just raise your hand here or say I can hear you, because sometimes there's a bit of volume issue, but I think we're good because there's a few people that are logging on here, so that's great. So today we're going to launch Viking. And as I was just saying, a big brand and lots of stuff. One of the nice things about Viking, hey Colin, one of the nice things about Viking is that it's a Canadian brand. And we don't hear that all that often these days. And I mean, to be upfront, the product is actually made in China, but the brand itself was actually developed 50 years ago. So the brand's as old as I am. It was developed the same year I was born, 1971, by a couple of Canadian brothers, last name Baker, and they went over to Germany, came back, and found what they don't actually say, but I believe to be Birkenstock. And you'll see a lot of the similarities of the product here is very similar to Birkenstock. Of course, Birkenstock's a key brand for us, and there's some other pieces from Viking that I'm going to show you today that are similar to Mephisto. I mean, a lot of, almost every brand is duplicating best products from other brands, and Viking has done a really good job over the years of coming up with some excellent product and really good value. And I think that one of the big things here at Shoetopia is that our drive for everybody here at Shoetopia is always look great and feel fantastic. And the nice thing about Viking is that it does that. It provides that, and it provides it at a wonderful value. So a lot of the product from Viking that we're going to talk about today sort of, this kind of looks familiar to a lot of people, but this product will, any of the Viking sandals sort of range from the vicinity of $69 retail to $79 retail. So the value of this stuff is really, really good. We'll talk about some of the differences. We'll talk about some of the things that you need to know before you buy. That's why we're coming on live, because you can't actually come into the store and try these on, which I'm sad about. But I'm happy that we can do this virtually here and have a little conversation about Viking. Hey Jen, good to see some people over on Instagram here too. And the thing with Instagram is you just see the code, so you don't actually see their name. So I can't really call you out by name, but great to have you as well. So what I want to do is, first of all, I like to give a little bit of gratitude at this time, and we're very grateful for everybody who's placed web orders for us. This brand, along with many of the brands on our website, except for Blundstone and Birkenstock, are now 25% off. So you'll see a code, and it's called COVID-25, COVID-25. So 25% off for anything on the site except Birkenstock and Blundstone right now. And we've had some wonderful web orders from a lot of great customers, from Bonnie, Larry, Linda, Kathy, Yvonne, our neighbor just around the corner, Heather, Maura, Lucille, Wendy, Wayne, Tiffany, Julie. This morning, one came in just before I came on, Shirley. And Shirley, here's your shoe, but actually your size is in Mount Forest, so I'll get that to you later today. And what I've been doing is I've been rolling around towns up to Mount Forest and back, and kind of, if there's anything local, I'll drop it off at your door. And if it's a little bit further, we'll send it Canada Post. But we're getting stuff out to people. And for returns, if you're questioning any of that sort of stuff, you can mail back your return or just wait till we reopen and we'll work it all out, but we're going to be pretty lenient on returns and things like that too. So another question that came up the other day too, we've been sending out some birthday emails and things like that. If you have any sort of coupons, gift certificates, any of that sort of stuff, we'll honor it. Don't worry about the expiry dates come future when we reopen. You can't apply those on the web store orders, just the way our web store works. But when we reopen, we'll get you rolling with all that good stuff and make sure that we honor all of that thing too. So if you have any questions there, we'll take care of all of that. Of course, we're going to be here. So yeah, let's roll in. So thanks again for all the stuff, and we'll start talking about Viking here. So Viking, I'm going to tell you, basically Viking has a couple of different products. So their main product is a cork latex with a suede sock lining. So the suede, that's going to be, this is what they call the sock lining, which is really just this suede piece that goes on top of the footbed. And I really like suede or leather on my feet because I find the man-made products tend to stink and tend to be kind of sticky on your feet. So suede's always really good for that. Hey, there's my dad coming in too. So hey, good to see you, Dad. So yeah, the suede sort of stuff comes, it just makes it better. It's a better feel on the foot. You get away from some of the issues of malodor. Depending on your feet and stuff like that, you may still have issues of malodor, but it minimizes it. The other thing that they have lots of different footbeds that we'll talk about too, but their footbeds are really nice. They've got a nice tread on them. So I like that as well. It's a man-made footbed, and all of their uppers, unlike some of the other ones like Birkenstock or Mephisto, all of the uppers are man-made as well. Birkenstock makes some man-made, some leathers. Mephisto is all leather, but these ones are all man-made. So, but they do have some excellent colors and really fun styles that we'll kind of go through too. So they have with their main footbed, which is this footbed, they have a deep heel cup. All right, so it's really it's actually got, if you've ever had Birkenstocks before, you'll know, or maybe you do or maybe you don't, but Birkenstock has a standard footbed, and they also have a footbed that has a soft cushioning on it too. So with all the Vikings, it kind of has that soft feeling. So it's got a bit of latex in there. It's a softer feeling sandal right off the bat. So that's something that's a little bit different too, if you're used to sort of the normal footbeds that I find. But they have the toe bar here that runs here for support, and that heel cup, and a nice little heel pad here for cushioning as well. All right, their adjustments and everything. Look at this fun color too. I mean, they've got some really fun colors, and I think that's what was the tipping point for us this year when we went in and looked at Viking, and it was like, you know what, some of these patterns are really outstanding and a lot of fun. And some of the things that we were having some problems with a few other vendors was getting some fun patterns. So this was bringing in some really good value in stuff that our customers really like, but some fun colors too. So you're looking at, you know, $69, $79 for all these sandals. I mean, just incredible value. And right now with our COVID 25, they're 25% off. So really good deal. Our web store, by the way, free shipping over $100. So, and it tells you down at the bottom, Brock, who's our sort of our back end wizard, has put it on our web store down at the bottom to tell you what you need to add to get to free shipping. And of course, if you don't want anything else, then there is a shipping charge. But if you're over $100, then there is no shipping charge. So that's a great thing too. So let's just start. I'm gonna start from one side and just kind of roll down the products, and then I'll be able to just highlight them for you. You can find all of this on our web store. So you might be familiar with this sort of look from a couple of other companies, but really this is really fun. A nice sort of silver polka dotted raindroppy type front with the black. So just a nice sandal there. With your, I've always liked this kind of toe as opposed to the posted toe, which is plastic. It's a little softer. It's a little more comfortable when we talk to our customers. Here's another fun one too. Great colors. Hey, I'm seeing lots of people wave at us over on Instagram. That's fun. Hey, Terry, nice to see you too. So there's a couple of good ones. There's a couple more here too. So this style is one of our most popular styles, for sure, from several of the companies every year. So we went fairly big with this style. So really nice floral pattern there. Nice. It's kind of an iridescent white. It's a little bit of an off-white or maybe a creamy type color. I know sometimes it's hard to tell pictures, or hard to tell from the videos, but it's we've got sort of a rose gold pattern here from Viking, and another fun sort of sculpted pattern as well. This is our last one of this style, but really is kind of fun too. So really kind of digging the cool colors this year. So here's the one that's posted that we were talking about, and I mean, incredibly popular style. But for those of you who don't like stuff through the toe as much, it's a little harder through there because this is an actual plastic piece through there. Still have your adjustable up here, still that same footbed, the anatomically correct footbed and the toe post. So all of the ones I'm going to show you right now are this footbed with just the different uppers on it, but black and brown, of course. Brown's always the most popular, but we will have it there for you, and a nice fun color here too, like in that. So nice design here for spring and summer. I wore pulled out my short sleeve shirts today. It's supposed to get fairly warm today, so I said, you know what, it's time to make the change, and that's why I'm glad we're doing a sandal show today too, because just feeling like spring's there. And if you got my email this morning, I said, you know what, the grass is getting a little greener. It's just feeling better about spring these days. This particular one is a bit of a wedge. So if you like a little bit more heel, this would be the one for you. We've had this sort of style from Mephisto before and Birkenstock before, sort of on about this heel height. But the toe crossover here really keeps you in place, and you still have the adjustability up top. So again, there's that pattern that I was showing you a little bit earlier. And this one's sort of a pewter color. So a nice pewter color, brown. That would go with browns, blacks. I mean, this color is just such a great color for spring. Goes with everything. We do so well with sort of those pewters through the springtime. I'll go into these little ones. This one has a little flatter, it's a little trimmer. Just the one strap. This one is not adjustable. So for those of you that just like I call them flippers. So you kind of hear when you're walking, it's kind of like, you hear it slapping the back of your heel. But people that love these, I know one of our good friends, Bonnie, loves these shoes. Hey, Bob, nice to see you. And basically, this is just a nice little color here, blush. We've got these other patterns that we've been showing you here today too. That's a new one there that you haven't seen yet. But this is another one just on that other sandal. I think this is going to be one of our best colors this year, to be honest. I just think it's a great color. So we've got a 3-straps adjustable too. I mean, this line, we went big into this line, as I said to you, this year, and I mean, there's just a ton of different stuff from Viking, and I hope that you'll like them as much as we did, and that's why we've got them here for you today. So that's a new color pattern for you too. 3-strap adjustable on these. So this one's really, when you put the 3-strap on, it really is it just holds your foot in place, and it's just one of those ones that it's there for you. And the people that wear 3-strap just really want the 3-strap, and you've got all 3 adjustable. So if you have a higher instep, any of those sort of things, you'll be able to adjust it accordingly. So another nice sort of dark cork color, and liking this sort of interesting black and white floral pattern as well. Yeah, I got a like on that one. So yeah, that's great. You guys know these ones. I mean, this is a pretty familiar looking shoe. So we'll have that. This is the one that we'll have for men too. So I mean, most of the stuff that I've shown you so far, women's, but men, we have this one in black and in brown too. So I mean, we do have some larger sizes in some of the other ones too, but predominantly that's what it's going to be. It's going to be black or brown from the two strap for the guys. We've got lots of other two straps as well. Liking this burgundy, and it's just kind of got a really cool undertone floral in it, which is kind of interesting. And there it is again, but just in sort of an aqua blue color. Yeah, and it's got a nice buckle on it as well. Just they do a good job with their finishings, and I'm gonna grab a couple more here too. So there's the last one of the two strap. Hey Kathy, morning to you as well. Good to see you, and I think thanks so much, Kathy, for your orders. I'm pretty sure if you haven't got them already, they're on their way. So that's the last one of the two strap for the ladies, and I'll show you some EVA ones, which are the plastic sort of, you know, waterproof versions as well. So that's another great sandal there too. If you like, so a little bit more coverage on it, but still, and I'm liking that sort of two-tone, the black on the one side. Yeah, so that's interesting there on that one. And there it is again with that same pewter color that we talked about a little bit earlier. So just a great color there if you like that style of sandal. This one, I don't think you're going to be able to see it that well, but hopefully you'll be able to see it a little bit. It's just like an iridescent. And this one's kind of very interesting to me, the patterns and textures on that. So depending on how you turn it, you kind of get purple or aqua. It's just kind of very interesting. Hey, thanks very much, Lori. I'm excited about the prints and colors as well. This one too, it's a little more, it's one of the flatter ones. So this one's kind of like the one straps that I was showing you as far as the footbed goes. So a little lighter, a little trimmer, no adjustable on the front here, but just a nice little dressier look, I guess. And then we've got it here too, if you just want that earthy brown that just seems to be so popular in the summer months. So I'm going to take you just into the last few pieces here. I don't want to spend an incredible amount of time going through each one by one. You can do that on the web store, but this is really cool too. So if you love the sort of footbed, that anatomical footbed, and you've got your toe post, you've got your adjustable two straps, but it's waterproof. As most of you know, the shoes that I've shown you before here are not waterproof. Some of the stuff that we see at Shoetopia year after year in the summers, people will come in, they're like, my sole's delaminated, my, you know, whatever the case is, but they aren't waterproof shoes. They aren't made for running down into the water at the cottage. One of the worst things that we see with a lot of the sort of the cork footbeds and stuff like that too is people will put them up by the fire, and you know, maybe they'd be wet or whatever the case, but as soon as you put them by the fire, the glues and stuff like that can delaminate, so they literally will split apart. So a couple of little tips for this summer if you do happen to be out by the bonfire or near the water. So with these type ones here, you're good to go. I mean, you don't want to put those near the heat either because they'll melt. But with the EVA, they're cushioned. They're still fairly functionally rigid. So I like that too, because sometimes you get into some of these sort of products and they're just like squishy squashy and they're offering really no support. But basically, these ones still have that support of the Viking sandal. So some nice colors here too. We've already sold a bunch of these on our web store. They've seemed to have been the early hit so far. But with this, we're on teal and on the coral color. We're lady sizing, size 36 to 42. And then we are full into men's with the slate color. So it's not black. It's really like just a dark charcoal slate color. So we're right from 36 to I think 46 or 47 on these ones for the guys. So hopefully this kind of gives you a lowdown, a little bit of a pretty massive amount of Vikings for this year. We've got a good load. When we reopen, we'll have them, of course, at both stores. I hope you got a coffee this morning, and I'm just going to have a little sip of mine because it's Saturday morning, and it's time to have a sip of coffee. Thanks. But I hope this has been a good expose on Viking. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, peter@shoetopia.ca. Drop a note here in Facebook or Instagram, and we'll get back to you. A couple of other things that I wanted to talk and touch base on. Last week when we were talking a little bit about the Heart of Shoetopia model, and for those of you who are watching this on a rerun, I'll include this too, and I know it's backwards, sorry about that, but it's just the flip of the camera. But this is, I like to just touch base on some of this. This is what we do at Shoetopia, and I brought it up in our last live. And it's always been sort of a backroom document for our team, but essentially the one I wanted to talk to you today, and each of these things is delivering a different method to our customers, and customer experience, style and comfort, professionalism, all that kind of stuff. One of the things that I wanted to talk today a little bit about was the extra mile approach. So we have this one here called the extra mile approach, and one of the things that we're trying to do here with these sort of videos and with hand delivering some of these products is that we're trying to go the extra mile for our customers. It's a tough time right now. We're going through all of the COVID-19 stuff. We're isolated in our homes. We're feeling, not always feeling like things are great. So if we can do anything for you by helping you feel fantastic and look great and get into some comfortable footwear so that you can enjoy the outdoors and the indoors, then that's what we're trying to do. And that's part of our extra mile approach sort of program that we have in delivering an excellent customer service so that you can look great and feel fantastic every day. So I want to say thanks. I'm going to call it there, but I do want to say thanks. Join me on Tuesday, and we are going to do, we already did one a week or two ago on Riker, but it was more sort of shoe-based and stuff like that. We're going to jump into some Riker sandals. And Riker's such a big brand for us, and we're so appreciative of your support of Riker too. But I'm going to do sort of an expose of all the great Riker sandals that we have this spring and summer, now that the weather is starting to tune in to warmer days and wanting to feel that way. So I'm going to call it a day here on Saturday morning. Pick up your coffee, enjoy some bacon and eggs. We'll be back on Tuesday morning at 9 o'clock. See you then. Bye for now.